Welcome back, everybody. This is Son Alexander, back for the Sith Acolyte Jedi Armor tutorial. Going to be showing you the hand plates today. A couple things you're going to need are 1/4 inch and 1/8 of an inch EVA foam, some Plasti Dip, and I used acrylic paint and then a varnish to protect it. But cool thing with dry brushing is it gives it a really nice weathered look, and it actually doesn't rub off too easily because you're really only putting a very fine powder coat on it. So you also need your razor, cutting mat, pens, fine tipped, Bic works too, or pencil. And I got these white pens at Michael's. They're like $2 a pen, but I got really tired of black on black, so I got some white pens. Makes it a lot easier. You need your measuring tape, and you need some cardstock. And as you can tell, I've done this quite a few times. I keep screwing up the video, so I'm doing it again. Anyways, basically, also I want to take a quick note, let you guys know, I found this finally. Thank you, Stefano from the Hero Tutorials. He provided the link in one of his foam armor building tutorials to the Best Step Anti-Fatigue Mat foam floor mats. Found them at Sears. Sears and Kmart are partnered, or one of them owns the other or whatnot, but you can find this at both of those places. Also, this is 1/8 of an inch foam. I got a roll of it. It was like $8 at Michael's. I shop at Michael's a lot, can you tell? But you also need, you can get the cardstock. Like I said, I've got a couple pieces here, but it's a better piece. You just need a small section of it, and sharp blades, things like that. So, to start with, you need to measure your hand. And when I did this, I made mine 3 inches wide by 3 1/4 long. So just measure your hand, figure out where on your hand specifically you want it to sit based on your glove as well. So have your glove on so you can see how it's going to look. You know, your hand is a natural curve, so you might want to extend it just a little bit as well for when you bend it, because you want it to have that curve. You don't want it to just sit flat on top because it will look funny. You want it to actually curve to your hand. So you can use your heat gun with that. And I think it was my chess piece tutorial, which I'll actually provide all the links as well to some of the stuff that you need in this video. But I provided all the links to the foam and things like that in that video. So start off, go ahead and take your cardstock and your pen and your marker and your tape here, and you're going to draw out your 3 inches on a single line, and then find the halfway point, which is 1.5 inches. Oops, did that wrong. 1.5 inches, and make a note. And then get it to where you want it, and then draw your 1 1/4 inches. So you got a cross, okay, like that. So now, same mark on the other 2 sides. And draw your line. Same deal on the other side. And again, they have Pepakura files for this, so if you want to purchase them, you can. I did all mine freehand, just because, yeah, I like doing it that way. So, and again, like always, that's the cool thing with my templates and how I do things is it doesn't really matter if you mess up. There's a lot of room for error because I'm nowhere near perfect. But the method I use allows me to fix my own mistakes in the final stages of it. So, okay, you got your box. That's essentially what you're doing, is you're drawing a square. But if you notice on mine, I did some details. So I edge them, and how you do that is you do one side, you figure out on the top where you want it cut, and you just draw a line. See, that's all I did was just etch it like that real quick, and then on the bottom you do the same thing, make it a little bigger, and line it, and then cut it out. Only do the one side first, or at this time though, because you want it even and you want it to look right. So instead of cutting out both at the same time, which is really hard to mirror, you can just fold it in half, which I'll show you in a second, and you just trim up your lines. So set that aside because you'll need it again in a second. So then fold it edge to edge. And if you did it right, I mean, it should be pretty close to your center line here. If it's not, again, the cool part is you can just trim it. So fix your mistakes, make it even on both sides. And cut that. Flip it over, make sure the edges look right. And voila. Ta-da! Template. And if you did it right, yeah, looks pretty good. And if it's too long, which I think it looks like I made mine a little long, just trim it up. Put it on there and say, I don't like that. That's why we do it out of cardstock. And then fold it in half again, make sure your lines are right. There. That looks better. So, here you go. So, now take your cardstock again and draw out, where's my pen? There it is. I want you to draw the template on here again. Not for the other hand, but for a step that I'll show you in a second. This is going to be for the detail piece. How I did the detail pieces. Alright, so now that you got your template, you can officially cut this out of foam, and you can use your 1/4 inch foam, and that's where you get the white pen for. Trace it, cut it, you got your piece. Now for this part, all the details that I did, see all this raised detail? You can go ahead and draw it on here, and if it's not enough, like based on how I did mine, I didn't cut the edges enough, so this is where you can go back and trim it and fix it if you want to, but for the purposes of this is what we're going to use, because it's not a big deal. Yours can look a little different, it's not the end of the world. So I just freehanded it on both of them. And then did sorry if this video is a little boring, guys. I just wanted to take a little bit more time than what I've been doing on my other tutorials and show you guys the full extent of what I do for this. So, I mean, technically a hand plate video should only be a couple minutes, but I really wanted to show you guys a couple extra steps. And then, oops, that's not enough. There we go. And you can make these templates out of paper too, if you want to. It doesn't have to be cardstock. I just prefer cardstock because it sits better on the foam. So there you go. kind of looks like a skull. Now, and I don't like how I drew this, so I'm going to change this triangle, and you'll see it when I cut it out. There. That's the first thing I do, so I'm going to cut that out. There we go. And then you cut out following your new lines. And another thing you can do with that triangle piece is when you fold this in half, because you're going to do the same thing, you fold it in half to make sure everything looks even and it's proper. You don't have to cut out your triangle right then. When you fold it in half, then you can do it. But you can just fix it the same way you fix anything. So fold it in half. Make sure your edges are right. It's done. Following the edge of the other piece. Actually, I did pretty darn good on that triangle piece. Yeah, I didn't really need any fixing on that either. Man, I freehanded that pretty darn well. So then, there you go. It's even. Kind of looks like a Space Invader. Nah, more like a skull. Anyways, so here's a piece I cut out prior. It's not going to look right because it's a different size, but use this. But there you go. So now you have your two template pieces, and as long as they fit, you can cut them out of foam. Wash, rinse, repeat for the rest of the stuff. And for the claws, all they are is pieces of 1/4 inch foam. See? I just, did it sort of like that. I didn't make them too big because I didn't want them getting in the way and getting hit by the lightsaber. So this is how I did it. I freehanded most of it. And the cool thing with my method is that it really helps you get good looking pieces without too much effort. So I'm going to take a couple seconds here, and I wanted to thank everybody who's been watching my videos and commenting and things like that. It's a real honor, guys. I never thought that when I started doing this or making this costume that people would enjoy what I did and ask me to, continue it and actually show them how to do it. I've had a lot of positive feedback from the Dark Empire forums, some good review on DeviantArt, as well as the Replica Prop forums. Really, when I started this, I'm carrying on the same tutorials as Stealth is. I mean, he makes Iron Man and War Machine. He gives you video updates, and he's doing this stuff. And same deal for me. I'm just kind of paying homage to him because he's the reason I learned. So I want to be able to pass on what I learn and help others as well. I just do it for the craft, guys. I never thought people would like the stuff that I did. So thank you, all of you guys. It's I do this for you, and whenever you guys show me some of your work, or comment or give me tips or thank me for doing this. I think I had one person say that I was their inspiration to try this. That made me feel so warm and fuzzy inside, and it really did. That makes me want to be better for you guys and take on more challenging things and help you guys learn this stuff better. So if there's anything I can do for you guys to help you learn more, feel free to say something. I take requests and questions very seriously. I do my best to respond as quick as I can. I'm limited on how I can respond during the day because I work like most people. But if I have a break, I'll take a second to check my email and my notifications to make sure that I'm answering people as quick as I can. So this is Son Alexander. Thanks again, guys. Stay tuned for the next armor video, and hopefully we'll get y'all done by Halloween. Thanks, bye.